came to Cal Poly in '89. Graduated CM as a CM. Graduated in '94, and went to work for Whiting Turner. Worked for them for 10 years. Wanted to get out of, traveled around for them for a long time, doing a bunch of projects in the Pacific Northwest and Northern California and SoCal. And then moved up here to work with Centex Homes. Probably more than you want, but I'm just giving you a story.
No, yeah, it's all good.
Like that.
Just flow.
So anyways, I wanted to get out of sitting in traffic. So moved up here. Worked with Centex Homes from 2002 to 2007. And then my business partner, Sean, he was also a CM grad. We met down south. He worked for Whiting Turner for a while, and then he came up here before me. And then I followed a couple years later. Anyways, our whole decision was that when a large publicly traded home builder can't continue to sustain itself on the Central Coast, we'd start our own gig. So we did, in probably the worst possible time you could think of in 2007, 2008, 2009.
Oh, man.
But we pulled it off, and so we were able to grow, so that's where we are today. So now, Robbins Reed, we have a custom home division where we do custom homes. We have the commercial part that I run, and then we do production development. So we've owned some property, we're developing it, doing the entitlements, and we're doing production homes and apartment buildings for sale. Because we also have our own brokerage and sales agents as well that work for us, so we do the whole thing kind of like a builder would be.
Okay.
So we do that as well.
Perfect. What was I going to say? What are your typical daily activities at the Henry or subdivision? Are you running from site to site, or are you?
Well, we need bodies, so you guys can't pump them out of Cal Poly fast enough. But no, so I've been down on this job site. We just needed people. So typically I'm not on the site in the trailer. I would be in the office, but we needed people, so I'm down here. So typical day is working with Taylor, trying to get out ahead of the project with getting contracts awarded, working on our schedule, 3-week schedule, making sure that we're out in front of our subs in the job. But then also I'm currently working on bids for projects, overseeing Slow Brew, a couple other things that are going on, and you also always got to wear a marketing hat. So you got to get out there and market, meet people, see about getting the next project. Is really what it boils down to. But day-to-day operations on the construction side is, like I said, schedule, submittals, contracts, change order management, updating the budget, sub meetings, inter meetings. Procurement.
So you essentially like an executive PM on the job or something?
Yeah, PX, something like that at this point in time.
Phyllis Goofy said most important personal and or professional traits.
Important personal and or professional. What's up, Amir?
Yeah.
What's up, buddy? You guys know this guy? He's a CM grad.
Okay.
Oh, what?
Eric.
I'm here. Nice to meet
Amir.
you.
All right.
I'm here.
Nice to meet
And
you.
Garrett.
Good to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
You guys are what?
I am, yeah.
I'm a third year, these two are fourths.
Oh, okay.
They're almost out.
He's interning with us, spends the afternoons here with us, except for Tuesdays. So you can quiz him about the real skinny and what goes on. You can go back to so personal trait. I would say just people skills, probably more than anything. So much of what we do is based on managing personalities and whatnot. I mean, there's not a lot of people here right now, but there gets to be a lot of people, and I feel like it just helps me keep the project organized, is understanding what people are good at, hoping to focus them where they need to be, and then delegating where you can. For me, at least, that works the best.
Mm-hmm.
I always try to have a good time too. This is a crazy freaking business, and so I mean, it's even something in our company literature or website, things like that, is that we also try to have a good time. You can't lose sight of that stuff. So I think we did an okay job.
Yeah. Everyone's still smiling, so that's good.
Exactly.
All right, Taylor.
You're up.
I'm a little bit of a unique scenario.
Unique's a great word.
I've got a master's in real estate development.
Okay.
And this is my first project ever in construction. And I knew nothing about the industry. till August.
Yeah.
So I came on board with Robbins Reed. I moved down here from Toronto, Canada, while I was on the owner side of development and whatnot. And I wanted to move down to California. But it was important for me to make a good career move too. And these guys saw my resume and I came down and interviewed and just worked out. It was a good opportunity. They asked me that they wanted me to get experience in construction and felt that that would be valuable moving forward. And I agreed. So I did that and I started here in August and I bid out the project and I did a huge value engineering exercise on the project. We reduced the budget from $1 million. Once we got the okay from ownership to come on site, I came on site and I wear the hat of a project engineer and I do a lot of I do the contracts, the RFIs, the submittals, change orders. I work with Procore solely, so we do the change events, change orders, work with owners, discuss issues with owners, get approval on all those types of things. I'm also, because we're short on bodies at the moment, I've played a couple different roles, so I'm out on site quite a bit, managing different issues as they arise and as they come, and yeah, that's about it.
Is this your own project? Is this your only project?
This is my only project. So I mean, I've learned a ton. Yeah, I've learned a ton. So that's and it's been good. And like to his point, like it's important to have fun and whatnot. I think the key to having fun is how you is understanding that there's always going to be new challenges on the job, and you're going to work your ass off. There's no doubt about it, but it's having a desire to make sure you have those challenges every day and enjoy having them, because every day is different. Every single day there's a different issue, and sometimes it's frustrating, but you got to appreciate those moments because you're learning something, and you really have to just stay with it and not get frustrated and understand that things will get done, sometimes not as fast as you want them to, but just go through that process and make sure you're doing the right things, because there's always a lot of money at stake and there's a lot of things that you have to be thinking about, and you have to ask the questions all the time. Never pretend that you know, because especially when you're talking to subs, and they will answer your questions and they'll walk you through things, but owners pay us to make decisions every day and to help them make a decision, and not all of them have construction backgrounds, so it's important that you're doing what's best for them, but also you have to manage your subs as well because you have contracts with them too. So it's been great. It's been cool. So always lots of stuff going on. Tons of stuff.
Do you see yourself trying to get back into staying in construction for a while? Or do you get back into
I see myself going back into the development side of it, and hopefully that's with Robbins Reed, because they've got an exciting division there that's really starting to grow. But in order for me to really understand what it is I'm analyzing and creating and recommending, without this type of background, I think it would be not negligent, but I mean, I'm just that much better off, and they're just the company's just that much better off. Yeah, it's so. But I'm actually, I do have fun doing this. It's actually because there's so much going on. So.
Well, it's mentally challenging.
Yeah.
I mean, again, we're all wired to be problem solvers. That's why we're in this business, and you're solving problems. Sometimes they're with people, sometimes they're with formulas and problems and plans and architects, but it's always something like that. And that was always part of it. To your point, you can say this, but it's Taylor was brought down here because we want to grow our development side. But what better way to have someone that knows what they're doing than to put them in this seat for a year? You're 100 times more valuable. Yeah.
I'm not to interrupt, but I tell him all the time, like, as working on the owner side of things previously, if I didn't have this experience and I was working down here in the I wouldn't understand what you guys are telling me. I wouldn't understand your point of view and how much shit actually goes into, what your decisions are. What our decisions. So that helps me in my planning and my analysis and thought process of what really is realistic. So it's just, it's probably the best decision that I've ever made, like in my career so far, because it's been invaluable. Or valuable, I should say.
So what else is down here? So we'll get you typical day activities. You're saying RFIs, change orders, Procore stuff.
Yeah, like that's all typical. I got to make sure that these guys have what. There's always questions out in the field that are coming here. You got to make those decisions quick. Talk to the right people. Monitor what's going on out here. Just making sure. Contracts, change events.
You guys use Procore for all that, RFIs, everything, yeah.
There's nothing that we don't. Submittals, right?
Meeting minutes, everything.
Meeting minutes.
How was it back in the old days when you didn't have Procore? Was it Procore make it a lot easier?
Oh my God, yeah. So, I mean, when I started off, there was one computer for an entire $25 billion a year company in my office that you shared. So, it was Excel hand sheets, you'd walk around with a binder and everything would be filled out by hand, and then you'd maybe go back and enter it into Excel, and it was all pushed out, once a month. I'd sit down and go through it all. I've used Prolog, I've used Timberline, I've used Prolog, Timberline. Shit, I'm gonna forget. Doesn't matter. One of the other big ones. Procore just is leaps and bounds above them for usability and everything. I mean, It's funny. One of our superintendents, he talks to people about like how easy it is to use. He's like, if you can type in your email address, you can use Procore. I mean, it's just that simple. So we're getting a lot more subs. I mean, we're not a sophisticated sub market. So we get, we still get people that want to fax you something, and we're like, we don't have a fax number. I mean, it's like, come on, no one faxes anything anymore. And so, you still get those people, but we're getting more and more people that are using Procore and getting stuff. I mean, on our slow crew job, our electrician, same company here, but their foreman is like, he'll get something on his phone and he'll read it, and he's like an RFI, and he's like, sweet. He has the information, it alerts him, he looks at it, and he can go make the change right away. So, stuff like that is it's how quickly this moves now. If you aren't instantly getting information, you're behind. It just sucks, but that's just the way it goes. We're always pushing the envelope. So to answer your question, the way it was before was, other programs that are all out there that we've all seen, heard about, and used, or Excel. A lot of stuff was tracked in Excel. The one we don't use that's kind of the industry standard is Microsoft Project. Okay. I've used it forever. We shied away from it. We're an app. Our whole company is Apple based. We don't have anything on a PC, so everything is. So we just don't. There's no scheduling software that works, and we want everything to be web based, so everyone has access to it. So we do all of our scheduling in Smartsheets.
Okay.
And actually, Smartsheets has a link back to Procore, so we can do our schedules in there, and then we can link them now into a custom tab. And we can post anything we need to in Procore, because you can attach those links into Procore from Smartsheets. But most of all, it's web-based. Our guys have iPads or iPhones, and you can walk around and you can look at the schedule, and you can see it, you can view it, and it's easy, and you can be anywhere, and anyone can access it by sharing it, and it's just a much simpler tool than Project. And I think, if I was building a nuclear power plant and I had to do all that resource management and all that kind of shit, yeah, maybe, but I'm not. So, our job's hard enough. Find the software and the tools that make it easier without making the tool itself be difficult. And Project's great, and I've used it for 20 years, or even Primavera P3 before that. It's an incredibly powerful tool, and you use 1/10 of it.
Yeah, exactly.
So why not just find the thing that does the 1/10 of what you need, and it's super simple.
100%.
Streamline the process.
One thing you also said here is, what's your most important reference material? Is it like what is it?
Google.
Google.
Not to sound like a
No,
dickhead, but it's like, I don't have a reference book or anything I go to. I think the biggest reference material is when you don't know something, you Google it. I mean, it's as crazy as that sounds, but literally, it's just like, oh, hey, I'm looking at installing this. I mean, we were just in a meeting, and someone was like, hey, we need to find some base that works in slow brew, because they don't want to use the baseboard. Oh, they didn't have the interior designer didn't buy Cove base for the bathroom. And we're like, all right, what do we do? It's like a long lead time. We have to be done. And we're like,